So what is Git? Well, I'm going to explain to you maybe that you might have used this in your applications before. So this is a simple Google application or Google Docs where there is this icon. And if you click on this icon, this is the version history. So essentially Git is like a version control, close enough, which also control the history of your progress in your code base as well. So an example is that you have a version 1 of your project where you maybe build very simple applications and features, but then you want to create even more. So what you do is that in Git, you create another version, which is version 2. But the thing is that in version 2, you actually add a lot more code that you copy and pasted and you didn't know what you actually copy and pasted. And now currently it has an error. So with Git, you can actually go back in time and just put your current version instead of version 2 to version 1. Because since version 2 has errors that will actually make your application break, so you will just remove version 2 and now you've gone back to version 1 where it's currently working. So another example is as a developer, maybe your project manager or product owner asks you to create a button in a website. So what you'll do is that you actually create a button, but you probably create a version 1 button. But since you're a newbie, the project manager say, hey, I need a button that has the word join now. So you're like, okay, so sorry about this. Since I have the button version 1, let me add it into button version number 2. And then this is where you put in the join now text. And then since your project manager say, okay, this is good, now you just put your button join now inside the current website, which you place it inside over here. So that's what Git does, is that it helps to version control the different versions of your current feature that you have. In this example, the button. But what if your project manager says, I need a nav bar? So you were actually doing the button version 2 and still trying to test it out. So another developer actually creates the navbar feature and he created the version 1 navbar feature. Same thing, the project manager said, hey, I need an icon, a half crescent moon icon in the navbar. So your colleague actually create a version 2 of the navbar with a half crescent icon or the moon icon. And since your project manager say, okay, this is great, then what your other colleague does is that he or she pushes the navbar feature inside the website. So other than Git controlling the different versions of your features or even your code base, it also allows people to work together in a project. So essentially, Git is a way to version control our different features or our code base, and this helps us track the changes and allows developers to work on a project with different versions and adding updates more effectively and safely as well.